From This Corner with John Ball is brought to you by KNEO 91.7 FM, The Word.
Welcome to From This Corner. I'm John Ball, your host. From This Corner is dedicated to great things that are going on in southwest Missouri. And hey, I was just thinking a little bit earlier, and we've got Lana Henry here. March came out like a lion, stripping up the water in the bay. Then April cried and stepped aside. But April has some different things for us, and we're getting ready to do something on the 16th that is exciting, Lana. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be here.
Thank you, John. Appreciate the opportunity.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on, and it involves one of my very favorite places in Neosho, Morris Park.
Very good. Yes, we are planning the 7th annual Easter Extravaganza, and yes, it's going to be held at one of our wonderful parks, Morris Park North, and that's just across from that large flower box. This is the 7th year we've held this. We had to take a couple of years off due to COVID, but hey, we are back strong, and the community is completely behind this, and we are ready to have a wonderful family, fun, friendly day in the park.
Okay, you showed me a picture a while ago, and boy, I really wish we could show it to everybody else, but it's of a Easter egg hunt at the golf course in 1940.
Right. The Easter egg hunt tradition goes way back, and our little community of Neosho has been doing this for decades and decades. And yes, I got with Larry James. We found some pictures in the archives in his own collection that showed that the city had been doing this back in the 40s, and then in the 1950s it moved from the golf course to the grounds up ahead of the on top of the grounds there where the Neosho High School is. And then, of course, through the years, I took my own kids to, sure. It was at Big Spring Park. Mm-hmm. And then the last several years, this last decade, the community has been pulling it together, and we're having it at the Morris Park North. Another thing,
since you said the community's pulling it together, one of the things I love about Neosho, yes, any time there's an opportunity for kids, yes, opportunities for folks, opportunities for maybe people that are kind of down on their luck. Right. This community pulls together, and you've got 3/4 of a typewritten page, yes, of sponsors, and we don't have time to thank them all, but please, if you're out there and you hear it, let you know you are appreciated.
Yes, thank you, John. I'm just really amazed. Every year, I kind of step out in faith and say, can we pull this off? Because I'm basically representing our small church, the Gospel Lighthouse. Mm-hmm. And then we just couldn't do it. Absolutely could not pull it off. But it is an entire community comes together, from nonprofits to businesses to churches, organizations, the city of Neosho. It just all pours in, and we're able to treat hundreds and hundreds of children with just a great day in the park.
Yeah, and this is no small undertaking. You told me a while ago it takes at least 120 volunteers for 800 some odd kids, and I bet if it's a beautiful day out there, there'll be more than that.
Right, yes. It's really hard to count the children because it almost becomes a mob once they finally show up and are ready to kick off those egg hunts. It's such a large group in that space of the park down there. But we are trying to do the head count and know just how many children were able to participate each year. But our estimate from 2019 was at least 800 children.
Well, kids, I tell you what, if you're between a toddler and 13, get a hold of your mom and dad and say, hey, I know where we can go. I can hunt Easter eggs, and I get a free hot dog, too.
Right. I tell you, the community, once again, they've come on board with, it's just like a little mini festival. We're going to have hot dogs and chips. We have bottled water that was donated. We have cotton candy and popcorn, snow cones. So there's all this thing, plus bouncy houses, face painting, and it always just is like the kids just love it. Plus just the playground there at the park.
Oh, and it is so great, even after it's over with, just to kind of say, look at all the kids we had a chance to minister to.
Exactly. Speaking of ministering, we are working every year. We try to do improvements and enhance what we're doing, and obviously it is a service to the community just to keep the egg hunts rolling each year, to try to have that as a community. Then as a believer, we do our best to try to present the gospel. It is Easter weekend, and we'll have a cross there on site, and we'll have a minister pray. But this year we have some stations set up with puppets, with Bible characters, and the children will be exposed to the Word at the event. Besides getting just the fun egg hunt and the prizes. Oh yeah, and let me tell you about the prizes. So we try to not skimp on the prizes, and between a couple of churches, our church and another church for years have been doing this, and others, they provide goodies for the Easter baskets, but we homemake hundreds of Easter baskets with nice prizes, and then we have toys on the side for other kids that may not want just the Easter basket. So every child leaves with a prize. It's either if they get a prize egg, then they're going to get one of the nicer prizes, but everyone gets a box of Easter candy. So
I guess if I was to come down, somebody'd ask me how old I was, right?
Sorry, John. You're not going to slip through the line.
I was afraid of that. It's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be April the 16th at Morris Park, the north end, down by the biggest flower box around.
We start with registration at 10 o'clock. And we register because we have the bouncy houses, and it helps with liability. And then at 11 o'clock, by 11, we're hoping we have those egg hunts rolling, because we have 6 rotations based on age groups. So all the little 2-year-olds will go and have their time. It's a 2.5-acre field where we put these eggs. And by the way, we have at least 10, maybe 12,000 plastic eggs. So, yeah, we have a lot of eggs, and it's basically just scattered all across the grounds. The 2-year-olds will have their turn, and then the 3-year-olds, and we just keep moving up. And as the children are waiting their turn for the egg hunt, we give them these other activities to do, like the bouncy houses and the different booths they can visit, and just a lot to do.
Hey, what a better way to spend Easter weekend than to start out with something really kind of fun that does, in fact, move into the real reason for Easter. I applaud you all for what you're doing. I think it's really great. I think it's going to be exciting.
It is. I was looking back at my pictures, and a couple of years ago, there was, at the end of the event, I always pull my family in, and friends. Everybody's like, oh, come and help. But at the end of the event, I had this picture where my husband and 2 of our daughters and one of my sons, we were just piled on top of each other on top of a picnic table, just collapsed, like, oh. We made it through, but we were exhausted. But honestly, there are so many organizations, high school groups, Crowder College is sending students. It's really community broad that's coming to volunteer and make this thing happen for our children.
Okay, Mom and Dad, you be quiet. Kids, listen real close. This is a great chance for you. If you're a toddler or up to age 13, get Mom and Dad in the car, get them down to the north end of Morris Park by 10 o'clock for registration, and get ready to hunt Easter eggs.
And we're going to have a fun day. We'll have registration between 10 and 11, and then the egg hunts will just rotate right after that. We're usually done by about 1 o'clock.
Okay. Lana, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. What an exciting opportunity for families to get together. There's probably people that you see maybe once a year or so.
Yes, it is always a lot of fun. We're praying for good weather. If it is rainy that day, we usually just postpone it until we can go ahead and have the event. That's the plan as far as a backup plan.
Okay, now just real quick, if someone were to say, hey, I'd kind of like to be involved, and maybe as a volunteer or something, what do they need to do?
Well, we have a Facebook page, so go to Neosho Easter Extravaganza and send us a message, and we'll be in touch. And we would love to have more volunteers and anyone that would like to contribute in any way, financially or otherwise, to help make this thing happen.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, and good luck on the 16th.
Thank you so much.
From This Corner with John Ball has been brought to you by KNEO 91.7 FM, The Word. You can watch this episode and many previous episodes of From This Corner on our YouTube channel. Link to our website at www.kneo.org.